Always listen at the Holy Spirit. Always listen at the Holy Spirit. Still catching up on answering a lot of questions. This is a video response back to you, LaShawn. Once again, powerful email. I agree with you. What I want to say in this video, this is why I want to use this title. Always listen to the Holy Spirit. Now let me say this off top. A prophet, a true prophet, only confirms something to you that Yah have already showed you. Anything else they tell you, going off the top on their own mind about what they see, it's a false prophet. Now, there are a lot of people out here that call themselves prophets. There are a lot of people that call themselves apostles, bishops, doctors, you name it. And we see a million titles nowadays, and I mean that with no disrespect. Now, you want to ask me about me? No, I'm not ordained by man. And I'm glad you asked me that. All the time, I got people want to speak into my life. Do you know on a daily basis how many people speak stuff in my life that's not confirmation from the Holy Spirit, from the Most High? For Yah is Spirit. I stay so in tune with the Holy Spirit. I can read these false prophets coming a mile away. There are so many people going to tell you, oh, you need to do this, or God showed me this for you in your life, brother. I listen, but a lot of them are so far off base. I don't need a title. That's why I love when y'all just call me JT. Some of y'all on the internet like to call me Pastor JT. I'm not big on titles. Most times not a respecter of person. So I'm just simple, JT. Some people tell me, call me, you call me Pastor this, or when you address me JT, call me Bishop this. If that's what you like doing, knock yourself out. But to answer your question about listening, I always listen to the Holy Spirit, because let me tell you something, it's so easy to get caught up in what man speak in your life, especially if you are emotional. There are so many people preaching and pastoring right now because somebody told them they had that voice, or that they could pray good, or they had that calling on their life. But see, everybody is not called by the Most High. Bible say many are called, but few are chosen. A lot of people calling themselves to preach. A lot of people jump in the ministry for all the wrong reasons. See, when you see people doing that, they're not taking their life or the Most High serious. Because one thing you should never want to do is play around with the Most High, play around with ministry. So to answer your questions, and I mean all this, what I'm saying out of love, I love your email. No, I'm not ordained by man. You know how many people told me I need to go sit up under Bishop such and such, or you need to let such and such teach you, or you need to go to seminary school, or you need to do this, you need to do that. No, I don't need to do none of that according to what Yah have showed me and ordained me. I just spoke about this not too long ago, I think, on another video. I listened at the Most High. These prophets, a lot of them out there is going to tell you it's time for you to get that house, it's time for you to move, it's time for you to be the next bishop. They be telling you stuff, and the question is, did Yah tell you that? Because what you will do is move at the wrong time. And then you're going to be going outside of Yahweh because you done listen that man's way. So it's very important to listen at the Holy Spirit. If you don't have the Holy Spirit, how you going to listen to the Holy Spirit? You know how many pastors I know the churches are shut down now because they never supposed to have been pastoring in the first place? See, everybody ain't supposed to be no pastor. Catch that. Everybody's not. And then I'm going to ask you a question, and this is not a trick question. PP Jones, you know what I'm talking about and where I'm going with this. How long do you suppose to have a pastor? I just messed up the whole video by saying that. How long should you have a pastor, and do you always need a pastor? It's not a trick question. I just can't wait to see the comments. And I mean this out of love, and it's a beautiful question to ask, because a lot of people, the reason why I'm asking is because a lot of people will never study to show thyself approved unto Yah. Do you need a pastor all your life? Did Israel ever need a king? How is your personal relationship with the Most High? I've had so many people speak in my life, good and bad, mostly bad. See, when you listen to Yah, you're not going to fit in with a lot of people. You're not going to fit in with your family. I'm talking from experience. Once they know who you truly are, they don't really want no part of you. Because they know you the one they can't get over on. You the one they can't lie to no more, excuse me. You the one that's just, you're not putting up with mess no more. And once they find out they can't get at you like that no more, they have no need for you. They call you all kind of names. They say you acting funny. But really, you listening at the Holy Spirit. One thing I've learned, the Holy Spirit will never steer you in the wrong direction. We steer ourselves in the wrong direction. And sometimes we let the devil mess up our mindset and steer in the wrong direction. Even when you can't see the way, you got to trust Yah and realize that Yah is the only way. I know they teaching there's many ways out here to get to heaven, and no. Don't you get caught up in all that stuff. When you was talking about in your email that part about, I really believe that the prophet is fake, or I'm not sure. Well, like I say, the way you find out, you test the spirits by the Spirit to see if they're of God. And if they have not showed you, the confirmation of what Yah have showed you, it's not a real prophet. It's not a real prophet. See, most people, I'm trying to end this quickly, most people don't really understand when you start really looking at the prophets in the Bible, what they did. Did they really even, especially in the Old Testament, did they really even preach? Or did they do more of warning? A warning always come before destruction. Did they really preach, or did they warn the people? You got all these evangelists out here. I know families just full of them. I know families that everybody in the family they just have to have a title. Because they keep it in the family. I didn't mean to take it there. But they keep it in the family as a family church. And everybody got titles and everybody want power. And with that becomes a lot of ego, hatred, jealousy. But when you once again listen at the Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit won't steer you in the wrong direction. So you got to separate man from that. And people get mad at me when I talk like this because they think I be down in their degrees in seminary school. No, I love you. I don't. If anybody that could tell you on her, I don't fall out with people because they have degrees and and I went to seminary school and all that. I always say you can go to seminary school and make straight A's and be flunking in the Holy Spirit. Because I know what they teach at seminary school. Down here in Dallas, Texas, if you ever in Dallas, Texas, Southern Bible is one of the biggest institutes there is. A lot of people come out of Southern Baptist. But a lot of people are not going to teach. If they hear something different that they didn't hear in seminary school, they're going to reject it. You can't teach what you haven't studied on. That's why I'm saying it to say, that's why I don't ever fit in the category with them type of pastors and preachers in the first place. when I look at biblically the way things was done, you know, it wasn't never about a seminary school. It's that Yah always qualified the caller. The one he called, he qualifies. And if Yah, not no if, excuse me, Yah ordains you, then what do you need man's permission for? What do you need man to lay their hands on you for? I understand the different reason. What if you want to marry somebody and this and that? Man's way. But my point is, Yahweh is totally different than what you see going on nowadays. And that's what's been going on for years. So I always tell people, John the Baptist was a forerunner for Yahshua. After John, this is just something to think about. After John the Baptist, how many more prophets did you see? Just think about that. Just think about that for a moment. I'm not saying that to damn nobody who call themselves prophet or an apostle, but I'm going to hit you with this. Apostles was already chosen in the Bible by Yah. Special calling. Special seat already arranged for them around the throne. That's why you would never hear me call myself an apostle. Whose spot am I taking in the Bible? Nobody's. I'm more of a disciple, a follower. I'm a servant. We supposed to go ye therefore making disciples in every nation and tongue. Every nation and tongue. So when you stick to the divine order of Yah, well, like I say, you cannot go wrong. I hope I'm answering all these questions I'm in your powerful email. So stick to what the Holy Spirit tells you. Man, let me tell you something. If I was to listen to half of the people that spoke over my life, I wouldn't even be doing videos. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, because I would be caught up on what they say. And the majority of the ones that speak over your life, you don't even see them no more. They gone, you know. So don't play with ministry, and just keep in mind, Yahweh always send confirmation. If it's a true prophet, it's going to be confirmation. But he also said we have the word in our heart. We have the word in our heart. See, I'm going to be real when I say this, and I'm not trying to be mean. I don't need a prophet. I go directly to the Father. The reason why so many of us are messed up and don't hear when we need to hear, because we talking when we supposed to be quiet. Or you still living that lifestyle of sin, and you separated from them. Some people I know, they got to go to the prophet for everything. It's just like going to a priest. I don't need it. Most High always send me confirmation on what I pray on because of my close relationship that's connected to the Holy Spirit. But I don't knock people when they come up to me and speak over my life on what they, say God. I'm real cautious when somebody say, God told me to tell you this. Well, if he ain't told me that, something wrong with that. That's the main people that when they call my phone, God said you need to do this, or God said get ready for this to happen, or God say tomorrow this, or next week this, and they be so far off. And I mean that with no disrespect. So that's why a lot of times I am quiet, because what you speaking, if it ain't from the Holy Spirit, I care less for what you about to say. Because now you telling me what you think and what you want to tell me. It ain't about that. It's about what Yah have confirmed for you to show me, if that makes sense. So that's my time, y'all. Once again, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Shalom.